ॐ वाङ् मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधि वेदस्समआणिस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासि अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ। Om, may my speech be accorded with the mind. May my mind be accorded with the speech. O self-effulgent one, Brahman, reveal thyself to me. May you both speech and mind be the carriers of the highest truth to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. May I be able to join day and night through this study. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that Brahman protect the teacher. May that protect me. May that protect the teacher. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. Good morning. This morning I am going to speak the talk that is actually, you have to think a little bit. It is not very mechanical talk. It is little bit sensible. You have to feel. You have to understand this. This is a little bit feeling, understanding, this kind of thing. The title of the talk is Meditative Awareness. Obviously, it is spiritual talk. And it has a tremendous impact. Generally, almost all of us, we try to practice meditation. Now, one important thing we do not pay attention, that is meditation technique and meditative state. Let me explain you the difference between meditative techniques and meditative state. Meditative technique, that is the practice we do in meditation. There are different types of meditation techniques. There are Buddhist meditation techniques, there is Indian Patanjali meditation technique, there is Vedantic meditation technique, there is different types of meditation techniques involved in the practice of meditation. Zen Zen meditation technique, the mindful meditation technique. There are different types of meditation techniques. But after practicing meditation technique for some time, we develop some kind of meditative awareness, a kind of meditative state. This is not involved with any kind of practice. Generally, the meditation technique is some kind of practice. We go step by step. Somebody is here. So, meditation technique is some kind of step by step practice. But this is a kind of state. State means it is a simple awareness. In Indian philosophy, we call it Sat, the existence, simple existence. Or maybe Chit, the consciousness, the awareness. It is a kind of deep interior calmness. That is the witness attitude. We are not doing anything, just only watching. We have this kind of experience. If I can remind you, when you will get up from a deep sleep, you are sitting near the window and watching outside, and you are just simple sitting. Your mind is not working, you are just witnessing. You are simply sitting and watching. Many things is going on outside, but you are watching that. This kind of simple awareness, this is called meditative awareness. The meditation technique, for a long period of time when we practice, this meditative awareness comes. And actually, Patanjali, he termed it dhyana. So what Patanjali meant dhyana or meditation is this meditative awareness, not the meditative technique. So the meditative technique, what he said, he termed it dharana. We know in Patanjali 7 steps, we have pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So dharana is the meditation technique, the practice by holding our mind at one point. That means, how can we hold our mind at one point? It is nothing but we are maintaining only one thought. Take the example, if I try to concentrate on particular divine picture, then I am trying to hold my thought on that particular picture. In other words, it means I am uninterruptedly thinking that picture. That means holding our thought on one particular aspect, uninterruptedly. So this is actually dharana. So we are trying to bring our mind at one spot. We consider this is meditation. But this is dharana. That is Patanjali said. Next to dharana is dhyana, meditation. So the meditation is this meditative awareness. We are just enter into a meditative awareness. As a matter of fact, all meditation techniques are to be regarded as techniques of dharana. Most of our normal thinking and action are compulsive movements controlled almost entirely by our unconscious. We don't know what we are thinking. We don't have the aware thinking. They are the result of psychological and physiological conditioning. But meditation is supposed to be free us from all kind of existence as an automative mind action. So this automative mind action or automatism, which sometimes it is called, so this automatic movement of our mind, meditation is to get rid of this automatism. Then what is happening? We are controlling our mind. In meditation, we control our mind, but in normal concentration, outside element controls our mind. I give this stock example, the reading of a book or watching a TV. So reading of a very exciting book or watching it very, engrossing kind of feature. So what we forget everything, we forget our hunger, we forget time, and we concentrate on that particular thing. That is also concentration, high concentration. We forget our hunger, we forget the time, we forget everything, and we are engrossed. Super Bowl. That is also concentration. But what is the difference between meditation and this kind of concentration? In this kind of concentration, you are controlled by the external thing. You are controlled by the TV feature, or you are controlled by some books. But meditation is the process of controlling our mind by ourselves, not from external influence. So that is the difference. So what is automatism? If something happens there, my mind will automatically go towards that. So this is automatism. But in meditation, we are controlling our mind. What I say, my mind will go that direction. That is the difference. So meditation is this kind of technique. In spiritual life, what is really important is the soul's aspiration and its movement towards God. The purpose of dharana techniques is only to serve as the guidepost or some kind of landmark. So here we will go. But real meditation is to develop some kind of meditative awareness. When meditation becomes perfect, then we move from these practice, meditation techniques, to some kind of meditative awareness. And what happens at that time? That time, take the example. If I start my meditation with an object, generally many of us, we start with an object. It may be light, it may be sound, it may be thoughts, it may be some divine picture or whatever. Maybe some diagram, whatever. So some kind of meditative object. But when the meditative awareness is developed, at that time this object vanishes. Our focus returns to our awareness. It's some kind of existence. We exist. There is no picture, there is nothing else, but a kind of meditative awareness. It is dynamic, it is not static. It is not passive, it is active. But we develop a kind of inner awareness. So this is, in short, the meditative awareness, a kind of meditative state. Now, what happens? What is the mechanism? What is the psychology behind that? What our minds is doing at that time? What's our feeling, willing, or cognition is doing at that time? So, in the meditative state is a state of deep interior calmness, in which the inner self remains as witness. It is a form of experience or perception in which our pratyaya or thought is maintained for a considerable length of time. So I told you that generally when we maintain one thought, when we maintain only one kind of thoughts, at that time we enter into the dharana state. And holding that actually for a long time, we enter into this meditative state. It is a state of clear awareness in which the object, the self, and the connection link can be clearly perceived. So what happens in meditation? In any kind of meditation, in any technique of meditation, you can find there are three things. Can anybody remember those who have been attending my classes for a long time? In meditation, three things are involved. What are the three things? Anyone? Yes. Three things I said. Anyone? See, very simple. Three things are involved. One, you are doing meditation. So I am present there. I am practicing meditation. So I present there. What is the second thing? On which I am meditating. The object of my meditation. I am meditating on some divine picture. I am meditating on light, one small light. I am meditating on one thought, holding one thought. I am meditating on a flower. I am meditating on some fragrance. I am meditating on love. So whatever things, the things are not important. You are meditating where? Inside or outside? Inside. So flower is not inside. The object of meditation is not inside. So what is inside us? The thoughts. So ultimately, we are concentrating on our thoughts. Thoughts of a flower. Thoughts of a light. So we are concentrating on some thoughts and maintaining only one thought. You can try. It is as a fun if you try to maintain one thought. You can find you cannot. When your mind switches over, just enter into another thought, you cannot remember, you cannot understand. Unconsciously it will enter to another. Again you bring it back, meditate, again it will go. You cannot. Aware, you are very serious and vigilant, but still your mind will go to another thought. And if you want to switch over one thought after another, you cannot do that. Because it is mind's automatism. It is completely mind is controlling us. We have to break that mind's automatism. That is our task. Unless we break this automatism, we cannot enter into real meditation. We have to break that. Now, these three things are involved. What are the three things? In meditation, three things are involved. What? What? Concentration. Three things. What are the three things? I, object of meditation, and connecting link. What are the connecting links? If we are in the path of bhakti, then connecting link is love. When we are in the path of jnana, the connecting link is knowledge. When we are in the path of work, the connecting link is detachment. When we are in the path of meditation of Raja Yoga, what is the connecting link? The connecting link is maintaining thought of that object. That is the connecting link. Only one object. So these are actually the connecting link. So in the meditative state, these three things, there is a term in Sanskrit. In general, in ordinary people, you cannot see these three things are connected. Completely different. Outside things, different. When you are meditating, object of meditation, different. I, different. And the link, thoughts, we are trying to connect it. By our, what is this thought current? What is this effort we are trying to connect? In technical term, what is that? Will, yes. That is the will. By will, we are trying to connect that. Now, in meditative state, these three things are connected. In Sanskrit, it is called Triputi. Triputi means three. Tri means three. Sanskrit, three means three, number three. So Triputi Bheda. Bheda means difference. So these Triputi, three things, in Bheda means difference, in ordinary sense. But in the meditative state or in the higher state of mind, Triputi Laya. Laya means dissolved. There will be no difference between three things. It is Laya. Laya means dissolved. So these three things are dissolved. There is no three things. There is only one thing then. It's all three differences are becoming one in the higher meditative state. There will be no object. There will be no connection. And on the basis of these three things, different meditation techniques have been developed. In few meditation technique, the emphasis is given on the object of meditation. In few meditation techniques, the emphasis is given on the subject, I. I is the subject. And in few meditation technique, the emphasis is given on the connecting link. I am not going to detail to that because it is a different subject altogether. But what happens then? This is the thing. So, in meditative state, what happens? Our mind holds only one thought, number one. Number two, these three things become one. This is the second thing. The third thing is very important, the function of will. Because by will we are holding, so will is disconnected from the external object and also from the inner impulses. You can disconnect your will from the external object, but it is very difficult to disconnect will from our internal impulses. When we withdraw from outside, we close our eyes. We withdraw means what? Withdraw means our thought is withdrawn. We are not connected with external things, with the world. What does it mean? It means our thoughts are not connected with we are not thinking about the world. That means we are withdrawing. And when we withdraw from the world, when we are not thinking about the things in the world, at that time what do you think? We think about our internal impulses. So when will is disconnected from the external world, at the same time from our internal impulses, that is the meditative state. So this is the number 3. In this state, the difference, the impact, that is what I was explaining. In this meditative state, the difference between work and meditation vanishes. So my main purpose to explain you the meditative awareness or meditative state is this. Because number of devotees, they used to come to us and they ask, it is very difficult to maintain our spiritual life in one hand and our work in another. It is extremely difficult to integrate these two things. How can we do that? Because if we seriously, and it is the problem for all of us, if we want to try to merge completely to our spiritual life, do you think is it possible? It is extremely difficult for us, for the householder. They have lot of duties, they have lot of responsibilities, social responsibilities, family responsibilities, workplace responsibilities. There are 1,000 types of responsibilities. So it is extremely difficult how to integrate these two things. The answer is to develop a meditative awareness, a meditative state, so that we always be at our meditative state. At that point of time, the work and meditation become same, because you are in a certain meditative state. That is the purpose, that is the impact of meditative awareness. Now the question is how we can develop this meditative awareness. That is the question. I think you have understood what is meditative awareness. So this is in brief meditative. I shall take few questions afterwards. So this is meditative awareness. Do you have any question, by the way, in this at this point? Then I shall proceed. Why I am doing this little bit, I am breaking the convention, of this lecture. I am not giving one time lecture because this is a little bit harder and you have to feel that, you have to understand that. That is why. At this point, do you have any question about what is meditative awareness and what is the difference between meditation technique and meditative state? Okay, good. Now, how can we develop that? I can give you a few examples, then it will be very clear. Let me give you one example from here, Saint Catherine, and one example from the life of Sri Ramakrishna. So Saint Catherine of Siena once saw the crucifixion becoming animated and alive. It happened to Sri Ramakrishna's life also. The Jatadhari, a Ramait monk, he gave one small image of Ramachandra, the baby Ramachandra, to Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna found that it is almost alive. So this Ram Lala, Sri Ramakrishna used to call it Ram Lala. So it is alive, and he plays with him, etc. So that means, what does it mean? It means that the awakened, all the experience happen in the awakened consciousness of the seer. God is self-awareness. When God becomes self-awareness, then this vision comes. And this is the real meaning of one of the Mahavakyas. Do you know what is Mahavakyas? Mahavakyas, Vakya means sentence. Maha means great. Great 4 sentences. So, there are 4 Vedas. Veda is the foundational scripture as Bible in Christianity. Not exactly, there are different characteristics. Obviously, I am not going to that detail. Roughly, what is Bible in Christianity? Veda is for Hindus. So, that is the 4 Vedas. There are 4 Vedas. It is impossible to study these 4 Vedas. So what they did, in everywhere now, only one bell in our computer, in our home, everywhere now there is only one thing, only one password, and you can open everything, the whole universe, you can open it. One password. I don't like this though, but I have my number of passwords, so I like that. But there is only one password and you can enter everywhere else. There is only one lock, you can open the whole building, Only you can say your, what is that, Google, or what is his name, some name is there. Please turn off the light, lock the home, blah, 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 and everything. And he is now doing everything. So now everything is one. So these seers of God, they also had in their mind this thing. So 4 Vedas, it is extremely difficult to read, to study. So what they did, they took out only one sentence from each Veda. That is the key thing. What is there in that Veda? One sentence. And these sentences are called Mahavakyas, great sentence. And one of the great sentence, it says that Prajnanam Brahma. Prajna is Brahma. Prajnanam Brahma means, Prajna means knowledge, inner awareness. That is Brahman. So Prajnanam Brahma. So inner awareness is nothing but that. And obviously Tattvamasi is one of the Mahavakyas, Aham Brahmasmi is also Mahavakyas. So all these are, Mahavakyas, the great sentences. However, my point is that this awareness to be developed, and Vedanta brings this awareness. Vedanta has only one thing, and with that one thing, Vedanta does everything. What is that one thing? Atman. So with that, when we develop this awareness, what does it mean? It means when we develop a kind of meditative awareness, it means we are moving towards ourself. The more we move towards ourself, this more we develop this awareness, this Prajnanam Brahma. We are more inner awareness is developed, the more we are going closer and closer to Brahman. Inner Brahman. That is the sense of awareness. And from that, actually, I would say, because this is the main source of Swami Vivekananda. What if someone would ask me what Swami Vivekananda did? He did only this. Taking the concept of Atman, and he developed his theory. Different beautiful theories. What is that? It comes from here. In Kena Upanishad, we find through the Atman, one attains strength. We need strength, strength, definitely physical strength and the mental strength. If we have mental strength, we get physical strength also. So, Kena Upanishad very clearly said, this Atman is strength. Swami Ranganathananda ji, number of times he used this particular Kena Upanishad verse. It is 2.4. Atmana bindate virjam. That is the verse, Sanskrit verse. Atmana bindate virjam. That is the verse. Through Atman one attains strength. And it was the vital truth that Swami Vivekananda made the bedrock of his philosophy of life. That is the main thing what Swamiji, the foundation of Swamiji's teachings. This one thing. In the midst of all changes, darkness, sufferings, and ignorance, the true self of man shines unaffected, immutable, immortal, self-luminous, blissful, established in the infinite glory of Brahman. It is the source of 5 things, what Swamiji said. This is the source of purity, strength, love, knowledge, freedom, and courage. From this aspect, Swamiji developed existential philosophy. From this aspect, Swami Vivekananda developed ethical philosophy. From this point, from this concept of Atman, because Atman is all purity, all knowledge, all strength, all courage, all love. That is, I spoke number of times in many lectures about love, The love doesn't mean any emotion, feeling, or like that. Love comes out from this Atman. It is inborn. You cannot increase love, you cannot decrease love. Love is fixed. And love is independent from external object. Do you agree? Love is independent from external object. If I get huge money, my happiness or love doesn't depend on that. It is difficult to believe or take it for granted, but it is true. Love is independent from external things. I say I love my pet. I say I love this fellow. But real love, not real, any love, is independent of any external object. This is another aspect. I am not going to this. But this is our Atman. From there, Swami Vivekananda developed this awareness aspect, this meditative awareness. So the first step is the process. We have to go to the process of meditation, whatever instructed by Guru or what path you are following. According to that, you have to go to the meditative process. And for meditative process, our focus must be not in the meditative process. Our focus is to the meditative awareness, meditative state. From this process, then process will become spontaneous. In the beginning, we have to struggle to follow the process. But after some time, we find the process becomes insignificant. That meditative state, anytime, every time, you can attain that meditative state. When you close your eyes, we enter into that meditative state, what you are getting at the time of your spiritual practice. So that is meditative state. When you develop that meditative states, then work and meditation becomes one. Because when you are working, at that time you can enter to that meditative state. That is the important thing. As for example, I am giving some lower type of example. The truck driver you saw, when they drive nights after nights, you find they are listening to some music. Or when a person is cooking, they used to listen to some music. What does it mean? It means his or her mind is engrossed with that music. So he or she cannot experience the labor of work, cannot experience the tiredness of this work. So very simply, if our mind is engrossed with something else, the other thing we cannot experience. So if our mind is engrossed in one thing, then other thing we cannot experience. But it is also same thing, it is also important. Two things we cannot do at a time. This is also, you can try. Two thoughts, can you think at a time? Impossible. Our mind switches over from one to another very fast. We cannot think two thoughts at a time. So when you are working, that is also thought. And when you are thinking something, that is also thought. When you are listening to some music and doing work, both are thoughts. So how can these two things will go together? That means you are thinking or maintaining only one thought and another is completely mechanical. So those who are actually, if you can find it easily. I almost number of times I had that mistake. I used to go San Jose, quite often. So I have a particular route. I drive to that particular route. So if I have to go some other place in a different route, most of the time I follow the same route by mistake. In our mind, it is, probably you have also faced that kind of experience sometime. It happened. So it means I am driving perfectly, but I am not in the driving. My mind and concentration. So I am in some state, definitely not meditative state, but some other state. My mind is, but I am driving. These are practical things, but you can understand the function of our mind. exactly in the same way, we can attain the meditative state, maintaining our worldly actions. Swami Brahmanandaji, the direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna, he used to say that if you are immersed in 75% of spirituality, by the rest of 25%, you can do thousands of works in this universe. You can bring the flood of works in this universe. And obviously, we know, we have to understand at the meditative state what is the function of will, what is the operation of will. I mentioned in very, nutshell that at that time, will is detached from the external things and detached from our internal impulses. So will is free. This is called actual freedom. What is freedom? We want freedom. And just now I mentioned that Swami Vivekananda developed his theory of freedom. So freedom starts from the freedom of our will. When will is detached. In normal state, our will works according to its own nature. But we have to control our will. Our will is just like Sri Ramakrishna gave the example, the elephant. If an elephant is passing through the market, what it does, it takes from one store one fruits, grab it, and from another. So like that, elephant walks. And who is the master sitting on the back? He actually controlled. So that is the nature. The same nature we have. We are passing from the marketplace and we saw something in the showcase and immediately, we are attached. And again here, we are attached. So simple, we are attached, our will. We don't have task, we don't have elephant, but we have the will. Immediate by the will, we try to grab this. So our will is attached, going outside and attached. And then what happens? It brings to us, and we are trapped. We try to get that. When we get it, we are happy. When not, we become angry. This is the cause of anger. See, first desire by will, step by step, by will. If we get it, happy. If we not, angry. This is the cause of our anger. And will is involved, anger. And then what will happen? When we are angry, we will become mad. Our rationality fails, logic fails, emotion comes. And when our rationality fails, we will become mad and destroy ourselves. So see, step by step, Bhagavad Gita, step by step, it is there. However, so this is the function of will. And again, there are 5 types of actually awareness. We can see that. First is the awareness of the body, then awareness of our mind, then awareness of work, then awareness of the world, and this last, awareness of our Atman, awareness of ourself, self-awareness. We talk about self-awareness. So this is the self-awareness. First, we have to aware about our body. And that is what Zen Buddhism teaches. This awareness. We are very aware about our body. So body awareness. When you become body consciousness, you can feel the body movement. You can feel what happens there is a process, naturopathy. So in India, there is a huge ashrama in South India. There is a huge ashrama. They trained people that how to practice this naturopathy. No medicine, nothing else. Only the style of lifestyle. They change the lifestyle and they meditate. So body awareness. So when body awareness comes, at that time we can feel the changes, the functions of our body. If we feel sick, then we are aware, we can understand what is the wrong in our body. Those who are very sensitive, they can have the yogis. That is the first step. They can understand that because they become so sensitive. Then the awareness of mind, you can understand that. You are very sensitive. And when awareness of mind comes, one can understand others' mind also. The yogis, they can understand others' mind. How they can understand? They can understand by that. First, they are become extremely aware of their mind. Very sensitive, subtler and subtler state. So, the body awareness, mind awareness, then work awareness. In Zen, it is said the mindfulness. This mindfulness, it is said that you always your mind at the present. What happens, I want to take a cup of tea, and I said, I request someone, can you please make a cup of tea for me? So he or she is willingly ready to prepare for me. And when the cup of tea came to me, I am somewhere else. So I took the tea. I could not relish the tea. It happens to us always. Because when I drink the tea, at that time, I am thinking what I am going to do in the next. So, we cannot enjoy our life because we are not at the moment. And that is the awareness of our work. We cannot enjoy our work because we are not at the work. We are thinking some other things when we are doing the work. Actually, mindfulness teaches us this thing. To keep your mind at the present. That is the practice in mindfulness. When you are doing things, 100% you are there. Whole your mind is focused on particular that. So this is the awareness of work. Then the awareness of world and awareness of self. That is the highest kind of awareness. Because self is revealed in every state of consciousness. Declares Upanishad. Every thought and every physical act produces a flash of self-revelation in us. And that should be our attitude in work. Swami Vivekananda said, this manifestation of the potential divinity. What does it mean? In every act. You see, everywhere when something is produced, that is a conflict of two or more things. When you play a guitar, there is a conflict, there is an interaction with the string and your finger. And only then a beautiful melodious things come out. Kite, when you fly a kite flies with the opposite air blow. The air is coming from this side and the kite is protecting that, and in this way it is going up. So everywhere, in our mind also, every work, every disappointment, every suffering is a conflict, is the interaction through which will come out something which is good, which is some kind of experience. And that is the manifestation of ourself. Try to feel that in every action we are manifesting ourselves through our creativity, through our love, through our knowledge, through our courage. Every action is nothing but the manifestation of our divinity. That should be our objective. So two things. Try to maintain meditative awareness and try to think that every action we are manifesting our potential divinity. Whatever I am doing, I am talking something. I don't think that what are you thinking, what I am presenting, but the one thing with this interaction, my manifestation of potential divinity. I am trying to manifest my potential divinity. Every action is expressing us by interaction. And that expression is divine. That is manifesting our Atman. That is manifesting our self. All creativity, all thoughts are nothing but the expression of our self. Try to think in this way. These are the two approaches. Spiritual life is nothing but approaches, your outlook, your interaction with the world. Any question? Any question? No question? Any question?
We are in meditative state.
Please?
Listening to you.
Uh-uh.
We are in meditative state right now listening to you. So that's why.
That means nothing. That means nothing has entered. Everything went overhead. Okay, thank you. Yes.
So I'm interested in the mental processes, and it seems from what you said that how does the mental process of witnessing fit into this meditative awareness? It seems like there has to be some separate.
So I completely, probably you came little late. So actually, my point was two completely different things. One is meditation as a technique, and one meditation as an awareness, as a state. I was talking about meditation as a state, meditation as an awareness, which is completely different from meditation technique.
Because after you've done the technique, then you get into the awareness.
Not always necessary. Not always necessary. As for example, take the example of Sri Ramakrishna's life. When Sri Ramakrishna first had the experience, divine experience, he did not follow any specific techniques or did not follow any specific process of meditation. So only longing, earnestness, urge, that is important. Through that also you can attain meditative awareness. But yes, if you do some kind of process that will, enhance, that will speed up your progress. Obviously, that is true. That all meditation techniques are same. It is not any special meditation technique you have to practice for which you have to get the meditative awareness. No, not at all. What meditation technique you are following, what meditation technique whoever is following, that is fine. But we have to focus not on the meditation techniques or steps. We have to focus that whether, assessment. There are three things, 3 A's, First you have to develop the attitude towards spiritual life. Otherwise, you cannot enter into the spiritual life. Your attitude towards spiritual life, that is important. Then second thing is alertness and awareness. That is important. You must be aware and alert. These two things are important. Awareness and alertness. And the third is the assessment. You have to assess things. So how much you are progressing in spiritual life, you have to assess. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkham Apnuat Sarvastarotu Durgani Sarvo Bhadrani Pashyatu Sarva Sadbuddhimapnotu Sarva Sarvatranandatu Durjana Sajjano Bhuyat Sajjana Shantimapnuat Shantamucchete bandhebhyo Muktoschanyan Vimochayet. May all be happy. May all enjoy good health. May all see happy events. May all be freed from miseries. May all be freed from dangers. May all realize what is good. May all be actuated by noble thoughts. May all rejoice everywhere. May the wicked become virtuous. May the virtuous attain tranquility. May the tranquil be free from bondages. May the freed make others free. May the Supreme Spirit, the presiding deity of all sacred activities, be satisfied. For he being pleased, the whole universe feels satisfied. Om, peace, peace. Peace be unto you all. So as usual, tea and coffee will be served from the Saradananda Hall, which will be followed by Prasad luncheon. You all are requested to participate. And the announcement is this, that 15th November, our next event is on 15th November. All the professors, the keynote speaker is coming from Oxford, and the other speakers from UC Berkeley, University of Chicago, and the Loyola Marymount School. So from different places, and obviously UC Berkeley, number of professors from UC Berkeley. They all are participating to celebrate Swami Vivekananda's 125th anniversary of Swami Vivekananda's visit in the Bay Area. And it will be held in the First Presbyterian Church, only 2 minutes from here, and on 15th November from 3 to 6 p.m. So I request you all to participate, to attend with your family, friends and acquaintances. Please don't miss, it is a very high level program. So keynote address, then there will be the interaction between Professor Robert Goldman and Ruth Harris. There will be, and actually this Ruth Harris is, if you go and Google it, you can Google it, she is a little bit women activist. And she wrote a book on Swami Vivekananda. So you can find that. So it will be a very interesting event. I request you all to participate. Thank you.